Hello and welcome to Chuck's Diecast Car and Model Reviews. Today we're taking a look at the Ferrari FXX K. This model is made by Maisto and is in 1/18 scale. And the FXX K is an interesting car. This is like a track-only type car, but it doesn't fit into any sort of racing category. So the only thing you can really do is race it against other Ferrari FXX K owners, because when you buy the car, it's like you don't actually own it. It's kept at Ferrari's factory. And then Ferrari notifies you, hey, we're going to have an event for this car, at Monza or Spa or the Nürburgring or something. They will ship the car out for you. They'll maintain the car out for you. And then you just run the car on the track. It's just a very strange concept. And even if I were super wealthy and a race car driver, I don't know if I'd really be interested in that. But I guess you get to know 41 other buddies, that you can use to drive around the track with, who are similarly rich and interested in racing. So I guess that might be an advantage of it. As I said, they only made 42 of these, and it has quite the spec. The original Ferrari similar type was just called the FXX. Okay, it was based on the Ferrari Enzo chassis, and again, it was a limited edition thing where people would just drive them around the track as well. So I guess it was successful then. So I guess it was they decided to make the new version there. So this car does have a hybrid power plant. It has a Ferrari V12 in it that produces about 850 horsepower, and then it has an electric motor that has about, I think, 190 horsepower, something like that. So it has a little bit over 1,000 horsepower. Some people say the FXX K, the XX stands for two other letters that you might guess, but as it is, it's a second version of the FXX, and the K stands for kinetic, as in kinetic recovery system that they use to charge the batteries for the electric motor. And I'm sure it's plenty fast, so I'm sure it would be enjoyable to drive as well. Now, I actually haven't seen one of these. Most of the models that I have are of cars that I've seen. I've seen a Ferrari FXX, but I haven't seen an FXX K. Okay, the FXX is a pretty neat looking car, and so is this one as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at this model here, okay? First of all, I find it interesting that it does not have a full-length rear wing back here. It's got these two little sort of winglets which don't really give you much in the way of downforce. I assume it somehow increases downforce by directing the air in the proper direction. and I guess the underbody probably creates most of the downforce. Okay, taking a look, at the model a little bit closer here, you'll see, pretty decent detail here in the wheels for a, model that I paid, $15 or $17 for, or whatever. You can see the brake rotors back there and the calipers, and you can see that the rotors do not turn with the wheels, but you can see the brake caliper with the Ferrari logo on there. There's your FXX K badging. Same sort of intake as you have on the LaFerrari there. And you can see the carbon fiber texture here on the, I guess you call it the rocker panel there underneath the doors. Little Italian flag there, and of course the Ferrari badge, which are both decals. You've got here the front aspect, which again is based off of the LaFerrari. Looks good. I like it. It's a pretty neat looking front end. And let's see if we can go ahead and open up the old front end here so you can see the complete lack of anything in there, because, except for two fans. Nice carbon fiber texture though. But of course this is a track vehicle, so it's not like this is designed to carry your luggage or a toolkit or anything. Okay, so again, not bad looking in there. It still has the same sort of bug antenna rear view mirrors as the LaFerrari, which snap off easily. Fortunately, mine haven't snapped off. And well, when you look at the rear here, again, you'll see, first of all, the giant rear diffuser down there at the bottom, which, as I said, is certainly the source of most of the downforce on this car. You can see here what's supposed to be mesh, but it's just texture plastic. You've got your Ferrari badging there, which actually looks pretty good. Dual exhausts, and again, not bad. And then of course we've got our V12 here to be seen underneath. So let's go ahead and take a look at that, okay? All right, now this does have a nice little stays there to hold up the rear deck lid, which is metal and of course fairly heavy and won't stay up by itself, but you can see nice detailing on the engine there. For the price of the car, again, Maisto did a very good job. Decent carbon fiber texture, all that sort of business. And of course, as in most modern supercars, there's really not too much to see underneath the hood. Okay, so let's go ahead and close this up and take a look at the interior of the car. It has, of course, the same sort of funky opening doors as the LaFerrari, which are kind of a pain to open here. So let me try it again. There we go. And having sat in a LaFerrari, it's actually pretty comfortable in there, but I'm sure with a race version, these seats here are strictly for racing and probably not exceedingly comfortable. But then again, you're driving these things around a track and you're not driving this thing, from country to country or whatever. You can see here decent detail on the interior, on the dash, the steering wheel as well. Interesting thing about this car is that you can see right here, it's kind of hard to tell, but where my thumb is, and when you look at the inside of the window, that is actually the side bolster for the seat right here. See, if that's actually integrated as part of the seat and is not actually, or part of the door and not part of the actual seat, but when you close the door, of course, it helps hold you in the seat. So that's actually a pretty neat, very interesting feature of this car. And of course, when you look at the inside of the doors, there's nothing much to see. It's just all plain carbon fiber texture because there's no decoration or anything like that in there. And then when you look again at the interior, again, that's a nice view there. You can even see the paddle shifters and all that sort of business behind the steering wheel. And so it is a bit surprising here as well to have two seats, considering it's a race car. But honestly, I get the feeling that if you own this car, you're probably wealthy and maybe a little too old to actually drive the car. So what you do is you hire your own professional driver to drive the car, and then you can ride in the passenger seat and get the crap scared out of you. So maybe that's the reason why you've got two seats in this car as well. So anyway, that is it for the Ferrari FXX K. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you learned a little bit something about this car as well. Have a great day.